It's really strange, isn't it, that Renault have left Ricardo out for so long. I'm trying to work out what they're trying to do, because we're really deep into the Grand Prix on that first set of tyres, and his pace isn't great.
Yeah. A 1:10.1 on the last lap. Maybe hoping for a safety car, not quite sure. Ricardo really starting to struggle, as you can see there, with traction coming out of turn 3. So we'll just stay with this battle for a few more moments and see if Lando Norris can, lick the envelope and send it down the inside, or maybe try a parcel delivery around the outside. Either way, didn't get delivered on that particular occasion. Danny Ricardo doing the defending. Paul di Resta at Sky Race Control.
Yeah, just Hamilton getting told by the team it was turn 10, he damages front wing, so keep an eye out on the screens if that's where they're going to run wide, because it looks like that's where they're picking it up. Team saying just a cracked front wing.
Thanks, Paul. 11.9 seconds between the top 4 now, and Max Verstappen starting to get a bit closer to Sebastian Vettel, which will be interesting to see when he gets close enough to try and if he gets close enough to try and go for a few moves, where the Red Bull has an advantage over the Ferrari in terms of pace to try and force a way past, because the Ferrari, very slippery, of course, in a straight line.
So about 150 miles an hour. What is that, 250 Ks?
There goes Lando Norris down the inside. I tell you what, Daniel Ricciardo cut him off in his prime there, and Norris got a bit compromised in doing so. Couldn't quite make that move stick, and that's got Pierre Gasly thinking, oh, there might be an opportunity for myself here to take 8th place. Into turn 4 we go, and there's room on that inside if he can get some good traction. But Norris moving across to cover it. It's just proving a little bit difficult at the moment for Norris to get past Daniel Ricciardo, and it's causing him to look in his wing mirrors a bit more than I think he fancied.
So yeah, those kind of speeds, 150 miles an hour, they're generating around, let's say, 2,500 kilograms of downforce. So 800 kilogram car with the driver, that means you could drive along the ceiling. You got way more downforce than weight. My point here is that a cracked front wing, that's why we can't see it, but that's why Lewis Hamilton will certainly feel it. The amount of downforce those front and rear wings and all of the pieces on the side of the car and the underbodies are generating. So
you're saying that if Lewis Hamilton with a cracked front wing tried to drive across the ceiling, he'd make a rather large dent in the sofa, because he probably wouldn't manage it.
I wouldn't think he'd lost that much, but it was certainly costing him. You'd start to slide at the front, some understeer, not enough front wing, and eventually I assume it would break anyway.
Someone said to you, Martin Brundle, would you like to drive a Formula One car on a ceiling and upside down, given that the laws of physics says it's possible? Would you say yes?
I've done the upside down bit a couple of times, so I'd welcome a ceiling, to be honest. Yes, give it a go.
It will be a novel approach to your next drive in a Formula One car. On board with Pierre Gasly, all 4 tyres planted on terra firma at the moment. Lando Norris just eking away a little bit in the last lap and a half. And just watching the battle out in front. Verstappen now under 2.5 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel. 30 laps to go. It's boiling down to a decent scrap between those two.
Those black lines you can see, they're just going through. That's from the drift cars on their rather short track. You may have seen Rachel in those earlier on in the weekend, so if you're wondering what those weird black stripes are.
There goes Lando Norris. No drifting in a Formula One car out of turn 3. He's a lot closer to Daniel Ricciardo here. Ricciardo hasn't pitted yet. He might have to yield the place, and he does so. Lando Norris moves his McLaren back up into 7th place, and yes, is the reaction from Will Joseph on the pit wall.
Gasly's got some blisters on the inside of his right front as well, for good measure.
This is going to be a nice personal battle now for Daniel Ricciardo, isn't it? Keeping the Red Bull, the car he left last year, behind him for as long as he possibly can.
So I wonder if you can see the heavy blisters on the right